Okay, welcome back everyone to a new episode of Slow Damage. Last time, I think we spent some quality time with our good old doctor by the water, heard some of his existential thoughts, and then the Takasatogumi imploded. Apparently they were attacked or whatever, and now our hospital is full to the brim and our dearest doctor is bursting at the seams from stress. But Toa, in the midst of all this, thought it was the best idea to just leave Taku to it and go sleep for himself. So that's what we're doing. And I think this is like a dream. I think at the end of last episode we saw Toa's mother's pendant, Euphoria pendant thing, swinging again, and that kind of like marks our dreams, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that marks, but I think we're dreaming right now. Pretty safe to say. Anyway, every time it undulated, it felt like it was making a mockery of me. What are you talking about? I don't remember this happening. What do you mean? Through blurred vision, I could faintly make out swaying scarlet light. Every time it undulated, it felt like it was making a mockery of me. Okay, that's very negative. But just then, something blocked out the light. What is it? Taku? Hello? Are you the one that saved us from that shootout at the Takasatogumi when we were young? The figure of a man was standing over me. I couldn't see his face, but for some reason I was relieved that he was there. Here, I guess. Sorry. Now I could finally relax a little. I always felt secure when he was around. Oh, Taku! That's so cute. Is that our mum? Hello. Hello, brother. I thought she died in that shootout, honestly. Did Toa say how she died? Was it an illness, maybe? I don't quite remember. But then the man pulled away and a smaller figure took his place. How do we feel about this woman? It was a woman. Instantly, my anxiety came rushing back. Oh, okay, so this is how we feel about her. I could see the man moving farther and farther away. Don't go! I tried to speak, but couldn't. Uh-oh. Oy. The woman before me was saying something. Pull yourself together. For your sin. Oh. Oh. What? Together we... No way. Does she want to go out with me? What? The voice was too muffled and distorted for me to pause. Damn. This looks like amoeba. Confused, I began to hyperventilate. Oh. Okay. The scarlet light flashed in my eyes. Scarlet. Again and again and again. So, did she try to off us? For our sin or whatever? Okay. I see. Did Taku save us? Does Taku know? Probably, right? If anyone would, then Taku would. Because Sakaki-san seems to think our mother was a good person. Oh, don't go. My eye flew open and I sucked in a breath, and you're still hyperventilating, it seems like. Or like in a state of distress. When I realized it was all a dream, I exhaled slowly. Fine, Taku. My whole body, just snuggle up to him right now. My whole body was slick with sweat and I was wheezing like I just ran a marathon. Oh god, Nightmares are persistent, bitches. Just then, I sensed someone's presence directly beside me. Taku? Ah! Ah! That is so sweet. Hello! Taku was looking at me in surprise. Hello, you're the person I wanted to see most. What was he doing here? You told him not to go. His gaze shifted downwards. Oh, okay. Take care of us, please. I followed it and realized that I was clutching his hand in mine. Yeah, you need him right now, and that's okay. It's okay, Toa. It's okay to need him. Reflexively, I pulled away. Clearing his throat, he did the same. Wait, so... He let us touch him, though, you know? Because beforehand, he made it a point to, like, yank his hand away whenever we touched, right? But now he didn't. He let us touch us. Is it maybe that he's attracted to us and feels bad about it because it is kind of icky? Is that the thing here? How long had I been holding his hand? My palm was sweaty. Mom spaghetti. How did it happen?
大丈夫
You okay? I've been better, honestly. But also I've been worse. Now I think about it. His voice was stiff, like he was fighting to ignore the awkwardness. What are you doing here? Oh yeah, sure. Let's redirect.
そしたらお前が苦しそうにうめいてたから様子を見ようとしてそれで手を掴まれた
Came to wake you, but you were groaning in your sleep, so I walked over to check on you, and then you grabbed my hand like a weirdo. Sure. He answered briskly, frowning.
また悪夢を見たのか
Did you have another nightmare? Did we take the same pills again?
悪夢
Nightmare. Well, it was our past, so I guess. I repeated the word, trying to recall the dream. I couldn't remember the details, but I remembered thinking, don't go. Was it chasing someone? I couldn't recall. Yeah, and he's right here! He never left. Maybe the new meds aren't a good fit. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we're getting comfortable enough to let old memories resurface. It's kind of what happens when you have, trauma that you're repressing. As soon as you get comfortable or feel safe somewhere, they just come a-knocking. Like, oh, you're ready to deal with us now? You thought it was over, but it never is. Anyway, true, maybe they weren't. Still, this dream felt a little different from usual. Okay, that was a little bit dark. It is over at some point, alright? But just, you have to deal with things. You can't keep pushing them away forever. Because if you try, they just come back. I sat up on the sofa and grabbed my cell phone off the coffee table. It was 10 a.m. The clinic was about to open. I was supposed to work this morning, but that was probably why Taco came to wake me.
少し休んでから降りてこい
Get a little more rest, then come downstairs. Yeah. But Arimura's gonna nag at me if I'm late again. Nah.
見てみろそんな顔で患者さんの前に出たら逆に心配されちまうぞ
Have you seen what you look like? You'll give our patients a damn heart attack. Says you. Girl, we both need to take a rest. He pressed lightly against my arm to stop me, then straightened up.
代わりに誰か入れないか聞いてみるが例も来てるからななんとかなるだろう
I'll ask around if I can get anyone to cover you. What, Arimura? And if all else fails, Ray's here. It'll work out. Oh, sweetness. I said I'm fine. Alright? If I want to work, I want to work. With that, he left the room. Alone, I grabbed the remote and switched on the telly. Okay, need that white noise so our thoughts don't overwhelm us. As I listened to the empty static, I lay back down on the sofa, then I draped an arm over my eyes and exhaled. Maybe take a shower. I was still drowsy, possibly a residual effect of the sleeping pills. Yeah, definitely take a shower. Maybe lift your your legs up, Kind of like a candle stands. That kind of wakes you up. As I drifted in and out of consciousness, I heard a light knock on the door. Is it Ray? I lowered my arm and looked in the direction of the entrance. Ray? It was Taku! Oh, why is he knocking? Just come inside, man. He had only just left. What was he doing back? Then I realized what time it was. The clock was pointing to 12 p.m. Apparently a lot of time had passed since I first lay down. Oh. So, we fell asleep, I guess.
どうだ調子は
How are you feeling now? Not much different. Once again, I pushed myself up into a sitting position. My head was still a little heavy, but I didn't feel as shitty as before. That's good.
だいぶいい
Better.
そうか午後は出られそうかヘルプで入ってくれてる純子があと1時間くらいしかいられないらしくてな
Good. Think you can work this afternoon? I've got Junko covering. No! Not Junko! And you let her near patients? What? Covering your shift, but they can only stay for another hour. Wait, I thought there was only 3 nurses in this clinic. Where did you pull out the ultimate despair from?
出るよ
What? I'll be there.
ゆっくりでいいから降りてきてくれ
Alright, take your time and come downstairs when you can. Alright, our clinic is full to bursting, right? Damn, and they're missing me now too. Though he was trying to be considerate, I could sense his impatience from the way he rushed out of the room. Well, at least he was acting like his usual self. No sign of any troubles on his mind. I don't know. It kind of seems more concerning to me this way. I rose to my feet and walked to the fridge. Then I pulled out a cold bottle of sake and took a swig. Bruh. Are you kidding me? At least he didn't take the floor bottle, I guess, but still. I was hoping a stiff drink might wake me up. Does that work? I've heard this before, you know, where people are like, oh yeah, a stiff drink will wake you up or whatever. Or I've read this in novels before. Is this actually what alcoholics do? Does this work? Like, I can't imagine that it does, which is why I'm asking. I'm not asking for personal reference. I'm like, actually, like, I can't imagine this actually works. And sure enough, my mind cleared up a bit. Whenever I drink, I get insanely tired. Like, my body is just like, oh, okay, you've just ingested poison, less rest, you know? I just become horny and sleepy. A flash of scarlet light flickered in my mind. I knew it was a residual image from my nightmare, but it vanished before I could fully perceive it. What was causing me to have these recurring nightmares? The sleeping pills were just a catalyst. Was there some kind of trauma buried in my forgotten past? Oh, we've forgotten all of it, apparently. Did Toa say that he doesn't remember his childhood? I think he did, right? You're telling me I have scars on the outside and the inside? Great, what a joke. Yeah, welcome to life, man. Scoffing at myself, I got ready for work, then headed downstairs. Who doesn't? Okay, back to work. Time flew by, and the next thing I knew, it was 4 p.m. Well, 4 hours isn't really a long time. Ray came walking down the hallway carrying medical supplies in both hands. He stopped next to the reception counter and leaned in on my direction.
ねえ、ちょっと気になったんだけど、診察室、すっごく汚くなかった？
Hey, I've got a question for you. Has the exam room always been that much of a mess? Explain? Is it because of Taku? I ruminated on it for a moment. I did vaguely remember the exam room always having a bit of clutter, so it didn't seem like a big
いつも
deal.
のことだろ。
Yeah, I think so.
違うわよ。いつもよりだいぶ汚いって言ってるの。
No, it hasn't. I'm saying it's a pigsty in there.
タクが全然整理してないからなんだけど。トアの部屋の掃除と洗濯はちゃんとやってるんでしょ？
Taku hasn't been cleaning up after himself at all, but he's still doing your chores for you, isn't he? This is like me when I get really sad. My room looks like a pigsty, but my cat's toilet is always clean. Food bowl's always on point. Yeah. I feel like we should check in on Taku before he goes downhill, you
タ
know?
クって自分のことはどうでもいいけど、
This is like
人
warning
のことは
signs.
気になるタイプなのかしら。あとね。
I guess maybe he's the type who puts other people first. Oh, and another thing. Well, he has adopted a cat, so he kind of has to take that responsibility.
前からタクが昼休みに出かけてるって知ってた？
Did you know he's been leaving the clinic every lunch break?
昼飯で外出してる
Every
んだ。
single one? To go by lunch, I would assume. Why is you blocking off? Why are you blocking off Ray's suspicion here? Because I know Toa is suspicious himself. I know his euphoria is, stirred. Why is he blocking off Ray's intuition right here? It's like he's telling everyone not to worry because he will deal with it himself without saying it, right?
それが違うのよ。昨日、ほなみが言ってたの。昼によく繁華街の方でタクを見かけるって。
No, actually. Yesterday, Honami told me they often see him downtown around lunchtime. Okay. What's downtown? Takasaragumi? Honami was a good friend of Ray's. When they weren't working at Roost, they sometimes came in to work a shift at the clinic. Oh. It's just anyone working here? What is happening? Junko was another of our on-call nurses who worked at Roost. Right, now think about it. I think Junko was one of the 3 beautiful friends of Ray's, right? Are nurses just moonlighting at a bar, or is it the other way around? Like, what is happening? This doesn't seem up to code.
だから昼飯だろ。
I'm telling you, it's just grabbing lunch.
でもタクってお昼は診察室で仕事しながら食べるか、私たちと外食するか、トアの部屋で食べるかのどれかが多いじゃない？
Think about it. Taku's the kind of guy who either eats while he works, eats in your room, in my room, okay, or invites us along with him. Yeah. Dude, I know all that. Taku, Toa knows all of this, Ray. He's obviously just blocking you off, right? Toa knows this. He doesn't need to be told this.
最近は仕事しながら食べるからって断られることが多いの。だから、ほなみの話を聞いたとき、 私びっくりしちゃって。
He's been turning down all my invites, claiming he's too busy. So when Honami told me they saw him downtown, I was like, huh? I'm surprised. I love pikuritas, pikuri, that word. It's so cute. It means surprised. It's so cute. Perplexed, Ray tilted his head.
本人に直接聞いたらどうだ。
Why don't you just ask him directly?
私もそうしようと思っ
Because
たんだけど、
that would go nowhere, and
最
you
近
know
の
it.
タクってちょっと話しかけづらいのよね。
I was gonna, but lately he's, like, kind of hard to approach. No offense.
ピリピリしてるっていうか、そんな感じしない？
He feels like he's super on edge or something, you know? Yeah, I do. That I could understand. Ray was probably sensing that something was off about him, same as me. So why are we blocking him off?
あとね、これはただの勘違いっていうか、思い過ごしかもしれないんだけど。
Oh, and also, like, this is probably just some dumb misunderstanding, so I'm sorry if I'm overthinking it, but he glanced around, struggling to find his words, then whispered even more quietly.
この間、五十嵐くんが連れてきた患者さんいたでしょ？薬物中毒の。あの人、どうなったか知ってる？他の病院に移されたとか。
You know that patient Igarashi-kun brought in? The drug addict? Do you know what happened to him? No, explain. Like, was he moved to a different facility? Oh, I see what's happening here. I see. The Takasatagumi want to hush up the drug, is that it? Is that why they took the drug addict? To not spread it? The information or whatever? And then find out for themselves or whatever?
いや、
No? I hadn't heard anything of the sort.
やっぱりそうよね。あの患者、気がついたらいなくなってたのよ。
Right, I guess not. I just noticed that he seems to have vanished.
タクの判断で帰らせたのかもしれないけど、でも全く姿を見なかったから気になっちゃって。
Maybe Taku decided he was stable enough to go home, but it feels weird that a patient's just gone without a trace. Yeah, seems kind of like a Yakuza hush-hush to me, you know? He gazed at me imploringly.
実はね、前にも何回かこういうことがあって、でも気のせいだと思ってたの。それこそタクが帰らせたんだろうって思ってて。
Thing is, this isn't the first time this has happened, but I always told myself I was overthinking it. Told myself Taku had just sent them home.
今回はタクがちょっと変だってこともあって、前みたいには思えなくて。
But now, because Taku's been acting so weird lately, it feels like there's gotta be more to it this time. Yeah, everyone's getting suspicious.
タクにもそれとなく聞いてみたんだけど、はぐらかされちゃったのよね。
I tried asking him indirectly, but he dodged the question. He looked away inside. Why would he dodge the question? That makes it even more suspicious, right? Like, I mean, right? If the guy was just discharged, he would have just said so. He would have been like, why is this such a big deal? Yeah, I discharged him. But avoiding the question makes it obvious that he has something to hide, right? He knows that the Takasatagumi came and rounded him up or something. He looked away inside.
こういう時って何かが起こりそうで嫌だわ。風向きが悪いっていうのかしら。取り越し苦労で終わってくれればいいんだけど。
I hate feeling like we're one step away from a certain catastrophe. Maybe he's just in a bad mood? I hope I'm just being paranoid. Yeah. Oh, sweetie, don't worry, Euphoria's on the case. We'll deal with it. He let out another sigh, then walked off down the hall. Clearly he had picked up on the fact that Taku was hiding something. Yeah, I think anyone, like a blind person in a fucking field would find their way better than Taku is at hiding his secrets. But Ray found himself unable to ask about it. He could tell Taku didn't want him to, but Taku wasn't the type to lie. Once the secret got too big to hide, would he finally come clean? I don't know. It might also be him breaking, you know? With that thought, I called the next patient up to pay their bill. Okay, eventful morning. Eventful day, I suppose. Yeah, it's 6:47. In winter, the sun was always quick to set. Yeah. As night fell, we received more and more patients, particularly those in less than scrupulous professions. I'm so happy that the days have become longer again, you know? It's like it's light outside until 9 p.m. or something, right? My cat is really happy about it too. It's my favorite part of the year, when the days become gradually longer. It's so good. As the end of my shift was approaching, an uncommon visitor walked in. Oh, okay. Hello. Are you with the Takasatogumi? You look very official. He was wearing a suit and glasses with his hair slicked back and a heavy leather briefcase in his hand. He looks like exactly my type of guy, you know? That is my dream man right there. He didn't look like a gangster, nor did he appear to work at a host club. Upon entering the waiting room, he stopped short and looked around. His gaze was calm and calculating, like he was sizing the place up. Does he want to buy this place? This kind of seems like we're here to make an offer, right? Yeah, that kind of representative. Since he was so different from the rest of our clientele, the patients all looked at him with suspicion.
診察でしょうか?
Are you here for an appointment? No, he's here to stir up trouble. Only then did he finally seem to notice I existed. He walked to the counter.
失礼。こういうものです。
A man in suit with glasses. Pardon the intrusion. Here's my card. Oh no, he needs a really sexy voice. Pardon the intrusion. Here's my card. Oh, hell yeah. Fujieda Ryo. Okay. Attorney. Yeah. He pulled a small case from the inner pocket of his blazer and gave me one of his business cards from inside. Jot down the tele number. Fujieda Law Office. Fujieda Ryo. Attorney at law. Who are you representing? I looked up and scrutinized his face. Just then a memory flashed through my mind. Where had I seen this man before? In my wet dreams? Oh, that's right. He was with... Sorry. He was with Tona at the shrine on New Year's Day. So he's with Tono, right? I surmised as much. But why did I not remember him? His composure was flawless back then, too.
弁護士さんが何か?
What do you need, Mr. Lawyer? My quiet question evoked a polite smile from this Fujieda.
村瀬さんにお会いしたいのですが。
I would like to meet with Murase-san. Not with me?
診察中です。
We have a back room. He's in the middle of an appointment.
話はすぐに終わります。なので、診察の合間にでもお会いできれば。
I assure you, the conversation won't take long. If possible, I'd like a few moments before the next patient is scheduled to go in. Sure, but only if I eavesdrop.
待ってる患者がいるんで。
We've got a lot of people waiting out here.
10分もかかりません。
It won't even take 10 minutes. I'm just that good, if you know what I mean. While his manner of speech was nothing but polite, his tone was insistent. Apparently he refused to take no for an answer. He's a lawyer. Just let him go in, I guess. With an exaggerated sigh, I picked up the phone and dialed the extension for the exam room.
Hi.
How's Taku gonna react? Yes,
弁
hello.
護士が来てるんだけど。
We've got a lawyer here.
弁護士?
A lawyer?
藤枝さん。
His name's Fujieda-san.
今診察
Uh-oh.
中だ。日を改めてほしいと伝えてくれ。
This isn't good. Is Taku owing someone money? Like the Tono gang or whatever? Or are they trying to pressure him somehow? I'm in the middle of an appointment. Ask him to come back another day.
話はすぐ終わるから、診察の合間にでも、だと。
He says it won't take long and insists to see you after your current patient.
わかった。診察が終わったら連絡する。
Fine, I'll call you back when I'm done. Taku let out a sigh of resignation. Uh-oh. He must have sensed that the lawyer had no intention of backing down. I set the phone back in its cradle, then looked back at Fujieda, smiling faintly. Ew. Okay, yeah. This isn't good.
それ、要件は何でしょう?
Are we
患者さんを
eavesdropping?
待たせてい
Please
る
tell
の
me
で、
that we are.
手短にお願いします。
So, what is it that you need? I'd appreciate it if you could make it quick, because I've got a lot of folks waiting out there. Before the next appointment, Taku brought Fujieda into the exam room. He asked me to tag along. Hell yeah! So I stood next to Ray, who was already present in the room. Yeah, Ray is like, no way, I'm not listening on this. Neither Fujieda nor Taku bothered to sit. They stood face to face in the cramped room.
まあ、 何の用件で来たのかは、私よりも村瀬さんの方がよくわかってらっしゃると思いますが、私が来たのは、つまりは念押しです。
Well, I imagine you understand the circumstances far better than I do. In short, I've been sent here as a warning. Yeah, okay, this doesn't surprise me.
プレッシャーをかけに来たと。
To pressure me, I take it. Yep.
そう思っていただいても構いません。
You're free to interpret it that way if you wish. Yeah, sure,
とにか
whatever.
く、当の氏は
Bullshit.
あなたが仕事をきっちりと果たしてくれさえすれば、負債の軽減を約束するとおっしゃっています。
For the time being, provided you can fully complete your assigned task, Tonoshi has promised to reduce your debt. Yeah, and I already declined. Reduce his debt? Yeah. Okay, this isn't surprising. This is kind of what we thought before, right? Ray and I exchanged a dubious look. Evidently, he didn't know what was going on either.
組長が亡くなり、おまけに襲撃までされて、高里組は踏んだり蹴ったりな状況です。が、それとこれとは話が別だ。
Not only did the Takasatogumi lose their leader, but now they've been attacked as well. That said, it isn't strictly related to the matter at hand. Why would you bring it up? Why would you bring it up if it wasn't related to the matter at hand? Bullshit.
幸いなことに、当の氏も怪我一つなく無事でしたので。
Fujita paused there, using his middle finger to slide his glasses back up the bridge of his nose. Oh, god damn it, he's hot! Luckily for you, Tonoshi was completely unharmed. Yeah, luckily for us! His lips twisted in a cruel smirk as he spoke suggestively. Is he implying that Taku is working with Sasada-san? Wait, what was his name? Sasaki-san? To take out Tono? Is that what he's implying here? Stop fishing, lawyer-san.
色良い返事をお待ちしておりますよ。お仕事の邪魔をするのは心苦しいので、そろそろ失礼します。
Well then, we look forward to a favorable response from you. I would truly hate to impose on your work, so I'll be going. Sure. He pulled a white A4-sized envelope from his leather briefcase and set it on Taku's desk. With a smile that didn't reach his eyes, he inclined his head. So we need money, I guess. Well, shit. He turned on his heel and gallantly strode out of the room. Is Taku tagged as well? Struggling to process what had just happened, Ray and I stared at Taku, who gazed at the floor with his jaw clenched.
今の弁護士なんでしょ？でもなんで？負債ってどういうこと？
Wait, so that guy was a lawyer, right? Then what was that about? What debt? For starting up the clinic? Or maybe for all that shit he caused before? Ray spluttered in confusion, but Taku remained silent.
高里組に借金があるのか？
Do you owe money to the Takasatogumi? At this, Taku closed his eyes, which was more than enough affirmation for me. Fujita made it sound like Tono would lower the amount Taku owed in exchange for something else. If Tono was in charge of his debt, then the Takasatogumi had to be involved. Why would Tono be in charge of his debt? I thought Sakaki-san was the one with the debt business. I don't understand.
そうだ。
Yeah. Quietly, Taku forced the word out from the back of his throat.
それって。じゃあ、タクもウェブタグを体内に埋められてるっていうの？
Wait, so does that mean you have a web tag implanted in your body? That's exactly what I was thinking.
完済するまで新興味からは出られない。
Yeah, I can't leave Shinkomi till it's paid. How long have you been struggling with this debt?
そんな。
Oh my god! Shocked, Ray covered his mouth with both
借
hands.
金返済の当てはあるのか？
Do you have a way to get the money? For a moment, Taku's gaze faltered in hesitation, but then he nodded slightly.
大丈夫だ。
I'll be okay. That is not the answer. You know, I would need a more detailed answer because right now I don't believe you.
仕事っていうのは遠野に何かを頼まれてるのか？
So Tono gave you some kind of assigned task?
それは詳しくは言えない。
I can't really talk about it. Not even with me?
やばい仕事じゃないわよね。
It's not something dangerous, is it?
心配するな。
Don't worry about it. I can't help but to. He smiled
こ
stiffly.
のクリニックに影響が出るようなことはないし、もちろんお前たちにも迷惑はかけない。
It won't affect the clinic, and of course I won't let it create any problems for either of you.
必ず何とかする。
I'll figure something out, I promise. Please, Taku, just talk to someone. Please let it be me, actually. I feel like if anyone's gonna help you, it's probably Toa, right? Talk to him, please. He spoke gently as if to reassure us. Yeah, it's not working. But to me, that only made it more obvious that he was trying to gloss over something. Yeah, sorry, but of course he is. I looked over at the white envelope Fujieda had left on Taku's desk. It was stamped with Fujieda Law Office on the front. Taku noticed my gaze and snatched the envelope like he was trying to hide it.
それじゃ、診察を再開しよう。
You can't see it, but I just narrowed my eyes at him. What are you doing? Anyway, let's continue the appointments. Sure. But you better hide that envelope goddamn well, because I'm gonna find it. With a heavy sigh, he changed the subject. I've always been good at finding trash. What does that mean? I mean, I've always been good at finding things. Ray clearly had more he wanted to say, but since Taku was having none of it, he reluctantly left. Now I was confident beyond a doubt that Taku was at max capacity. He said he'd figure something out? Bullshit. After Fujieda left, his smoke was swaying all over the place. Yeah, there's no way in hell he thinks he just fooled us, right? But if he still had no intention of coming clean, then all we could do was watch and wait. Or, get active? I snuck a glance at his face and profile as he headed to his desk. Then I left the exam room and returned to the reception counter. Well, I have to say, I hate every part of this. Absolutely everything about this I very much despise. But having said that, and with the incessant ringing in the background, I have to end this episode here. The episodes will be a little bit shorter this week and next, maybe even the week after that, because I am kind of, having to pre-record a bunch of stuff because I have a lot of work coming up. So, yeah, I hope it's not too bad and it doesn't take you too much out of the moment, because my suspicions run high, and yeah, I hope yours are too. Thank you for being here with me this week again, and I hope I'll see you in the next one, okay? Stay safe and don't sign just anything, okay? Especially not when it's about money and about a gang, And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the weather. Bye-bye.